Hola amigos de Fercio Te Cuenta. Hoy estamos en Agawa Cañón Tour Train. Vamos a hacer un tour por un cañón en la ciudad de Sault Ste, frontera con Michigan, Estados Unidos. Es un tour muy famoso en tren de 200 kilómetros, se demora aproximadamente 10 horas. Entonces los invito, amigos, a que me acompañen y disfrutemos de este cañón, disfrutemos de los paisajes. Los árboles ya están cambiando de colores para ver coloridos, ver lagos, ver cascadas y ver ríos. Entonces, amigos, acompáñenme a este hermoso paseo hoy desde la ciudad de Sault Ste. Al noroeste de Ontario, en Toronto, en Canadá. Entonces vamos, amigos, para allá.
Vale.
Llegó el tren, amigos.
Yo creo que yo sí.
Good morning once again, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome aboard the Agawa Canyon Tour Train. We're glad that you've gathered with us, and we hope you will enjoy your adventure through Oklahoma country.
Tin, tin, tin. A cenar.
The huge complex now on our left is SR Steel Algoma, formerly known as Algoma Steel. It was founded in 1902 by Francis Clerc, there's that name again. With an annual production capacity of 2.8 trillion tons, SR Steel Algoma is Canada's third largest steelmaker and the Sioux's largest employer. This mill produces hot and cold roll, sheet, and plate steel, as well as welded beams, products that are shipped around the world. As the rail yard opens up around us, we get a real sense by the sheer size of its operation. of how important the Algoma Central Railway is to the life of this region. Among the different examples of rolling stock you may see are gondola cars that haul pulpwood and hopper cars that transport iron ore, as well as snowplows and cranes. Coming up on our right is the Roundhouse, Diesel, and Car Shop, where Algoma Central's locomotives and track equipment are stored and maintained. Inside the Roundhouse, there is a huge turntable that rotates in a complete circle to allow locomotives to be turned around. As far as we know, this is one of only 2 working indoor railroad turntables in the world.
Before we begin our story, Kathy and I will be giving you a few minutes to relax and settle into the trip.
Mira la contaminación. Wow, es inmensa, ¿no?
Pero harto metal. Pura lámina.
Este es un parque, pero sirve para perros, está cerrado. Güey.
No lo conozco.
Into our journey, the landscape will change dramatically as we enter the southern margins of the Canadian or pre-Cambrian shield. As we pass into and through this country, in a very real sense, we will be journeying back in time, traveling back some 3,500 million years to a time when the molten earth was still cooling and the thin, very
hacer un recorrido por Suecia, Noruega,
These mountains were the first part of what would later become North America,
paisajes, por ejemplo, Suiza,
above the grass of the sea, reaching at 12,000 kilometers or 39,000
me
feet.
gustaría, ahora que hemos escuchado hablar de Sur Corea,
They would eventually cover half the
más que todo
landmass
por
of the
ver
future Canada in
la
a
línea esa
shape
cero
arc
de
of
Corea,
granite
es algo
that
como...
extends.
Wow,
La cámara ya lo está cogiendo.
sí. Y para venir yo ahí a prospectar. Wow.
Toma una foto de eso.
Sí, sí, es que sí.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah, that's fine, yeah. Yeah, we don't want to miss this opportunity. Yeah, beautiful. Wow. Exciting.
Literally wow.
It is really, yeah.
Literally wow.
Okay, thank you very much. Yadav? Yadav Povrel. That's correct.
Esa es otra cosa, la madera que produce Canadá. Y usted va a comprar una mesita, $200, $500, debe ser barata, pero como la protege, es por eso las cosas.
From where did you know that?
New York. US.
Though lakes are predominant features of our northern landscape, they are nevertheless far from permanent features. From the geological perspective, lakes are merely temporary curiosities that come and go. The Great Lakes, for example,
Like how it is. That's what we're doing this trip. We hope you enjoy it like us and yeah. That's it. Yeah.
Otoño.
So now you see it. How is it?
Yeah, it's beautiful. Beautiful landscape, beautiful colors. we hope to see another kind of landscapes too, like the canyon. But yeah, it's beautiful. No words,
Ladies and gentlemen,
sufficient
just
words
ahead
to
on the right
express
side will be
the
skimming
beauty
the
of
northern edge
the
of Lower Island Lake. This is the first of numerous lakes you will pass alongside during your trip today, and is typical of those found throughout Algoma country. A sawmill once operated here for many years. Residents of the Sioux, as well as visiting sportsmen, come up to these lakes to experience great fishing, especially for brook trout, splake, lake trout, as well as walleye and northern pike. Set a fly or cast a lure into any of these waters, and you'll quickly discover why northern Ontario lakes have, for such a long time, been capturing the hearts of fishermen, hook, line, and sinker.
Sí, falta el inglés, falta era practicarlo ya. Ya rato, ya despega, ya cuando uno tiene los conocimientos, despega rapidito.
Can I have your names, please? Let me, can I have your names, please? Adriana.
My name is Fernando.
Fernando.
Fernando, my name is JC.
My name is Amina.
Camila, yeah.
I send big hands for all people in Korea. South Korea. I love South Korea.
Big hug to everybody there.
Yeah.
Laurentide ice sheet covered more than 11 million square kilometers, or 7 million square miles, of North America, up to 2 kilometers or a mile and a quarter thick. This ice sheet depressed the land beneath its immense weight. Across the span of thousands of years, as the glaciers periodically advanced like slow-motion waves, they ground down and pulverized the once mighty mountains that covered the Great Lakes region, leveling the hills and scraping the land to bedrock. Alternately, as they retreated across the millennia, huge volumes of meltwater were released across the shifting icefalls, deepening and enlarging the ancient basins created in previous eras, carving out the Mississippi and the Great Lakes systems. As the melting ice created glacial lakes many times larger than their size today, the unburdened rock, released from the weight of the ice, rebounded upward, raising the Great Plateau whose bordering highlands still trace the shape of the Great Lakes. The Great Lakes today contain 20% of the world's fresh water. Since the end of the last Wisconsin glaciation 10,000 years ago, outflowing waters from Lake Superior have been plunging 7 meters or 23 feet into the 97-kilometer or 60-mile-long waterway of the St. Mary's River on their way to Lakes Huron and
Yeah, we just want to keep it like souvenir, right?
Que se va a ver el lago.
¿Ahorita?
Sí, ahí ya la tengo grabando. ¡Mira esto!
Wow.
Oh my goodness,
Bueno, ahora sí vamos nosotros.
Espera que vean el lago porque puede pierden eso. Claro, ¿no?
Good morning.
years before the appearance of the first pharaohs in ancient Egypt. The Flute Point and Plano peoples would occupy this land for the next 2,000 years. By the time the first Europeans arrived 7,000 years later, a series of closely related and distinctly named Aboriginal peoples, who broadly shared the Algonquin language, were living in well-established communities in southern Ontario, Wisconsin, Minnesota, and Michigan. At the time of the first European contact, the Algonquins here possibly numbered as few as 4,500, and possibly as many as 10,000. They called themselves the Anishinaabe, meaning first or original men. Their neighboring tribes called them Ojibwa, which the Europeans subsequently corrupted into Chippewa, the name still used today south of the Great Lakes.
Lástima que no la puedo girar.
¿Quieres más?
Cuando vayan a ir a la veterinaria el viernes, Camilita, el parking es por detrás, ¿no?
Ah, sí, no, yo voy con ellos. Lo llevamos en mi carro. O sea.
Sí, hay que ir.
Sí,
Aquí se montaron un mercado, no sé qué cosa, de productos naturales, frutas y todo eso, es invencible. Susana María hay que ir también. Ah, pues
Ah, el desayuno.
guardia en la dieta.
No es pancake, no es para eso.
Oh, la de las...
Pancake Pay.
Las
La bahía
pay.
Panqueque.
Sí.
Es cada 2 horas de Susana María.
Ah, ya no, es que yo no sé
2 horas,
hablar
sí,
sobre una cuestión que son unos... Que uno lo mira y cuando saca el celular ya se pasa.
Sí.
Yo creo que es la primera vez que me monto en tren, que tenga yo conocimiento.
No, yo sí voy a darme cuenta.
Así en tren, ¿no? Voy a dejarle un pedacito a Juanca. También. Tiene agua. Ay, ah, pero es un charco.
Sí, esto. Ya está grabando. Ya está grabando.
Sí, no, la estaba era... Ding, ding, ding.
Tucked away on our left is Spruce Lake, which connects directly into a chain of 4 other lakes, making up the quintets. These are popular destinations for anglers, with trout being the sought-after fish. These small lakes are also ideal for fly fishing. It never ceases to amaze me what you can discover on a train trip, especially if you decide to stop and let yourself really look at what's around you. Of course, that's exactly what happened in 1918, when a Toronto painter named Lawren Harris and his friend James McCullum rode this line. Inspired by the rugged landscape and
Wow,
searching for a
mira,
new
mira.
way of painting, they decided to rent a boxcar from Algoma Central and spent that summer camping up and down the line, trying to capture the rhythms and moods of the land in their sketchbooks. The energy of the art Harris brought back to the city so excited his artist friends that the next summer, J.E.H. MacDonald and Franz Johnson joined them in what became a series of 4 more summer boxcar excursions, which attracted a fresh roster of enthusiastic colleagues like A.Y. Jackson. What those artists laid down during those Algoma summers were the roots of a distinctive and uniquely Canadian style of painting that somehow captured in its stark forms and bold blocks of color something essential in the spirit of this ancient and lonely land. In May of 1920, Harris, MacDonald, Johnson, and Jackson, along with Fred Varley, Arthur Lismer, and Frank Carmichael, exhibited in Toronto for the first time as the Group of 7. That exhibition was a pivotal moment in the history of Canadian art, and we are proud to say that development had at least part of its beginnings here. Though various configurations of the Group of 7 only exhibited annually until 1931, over that short period, their iconic and forceful images of northern Ontario, the north shore of Lake Superior, Georgian Bay, Algonquin Park, the lower St. Lawrence, the Rockies, the Pacific Coast, and the Arctic came to evoke a deep and enduring resonance in the Canadian soul.
Sí tiene mucho por habitar. Lo que pasa es que, o sea, por acá en el norte yo veo es que no hay carreteras.
감독님.
Her trestle is curved and is 472 meters, or 1,550 feet, long. It is 42 meters, or 130 feet, to the top of the dam, and 91 meters, or 300 feet, to the river below. On seeing the trestle, you can imagine how much of a challenge this broad, deep valley presented to the builders of the railway. Track was laid across the viaduct in October of 1911. When we pull out onto the trestle, you will have a spectacular view to the left and below of the Montreal River Valley and the McKay Generating Station. To your right, you will see the Montreal River Reservoir. The original
No empiezas a moverte porque el reflejo se daña en la imagen. Sí, mami, el tren está levitando.
Estamos altísimos. Pero la vas a poner, ¿sabes qué?
no me muevo ni aunque mi esposo se vaya.
Yo dije, yo sí no me muevo.
Yo me siento aquí mientras tanto, ya vamos a llegar al cañón.
¿Ya vamos a llegar? Porque la comida está muy chichita.
Mira, ahí está viendo.
After the collapse of his empire, Francis I returned to the sea only once, on Discovery Day, August 5th, 1923, when he was invited to lay the cornerstone stand in this wind valley beside a river that is still carving its way to Lake Superior through the heart of pre-Cambrian stone. Reflect for a moment on the forces of nature and human history that have brought this region and the Sioux into being, and that will sustain them into a future yet to be written. The land and the city and the land, they are of a piece, intrinsically connected,
Y
inseparable.
la misma vaina en el sentido contrario, eso está como. disfrutando del tren de Canadá que nos lleva desde Sault Ste. Hasta el Cañón de Agawa. Son más o menos 4 horas de recorrido desde Sault Ste. Saliendo a las 8 de la mañana, llegando aproximadamente a las 11:30 de la mañana o 12 al Cañón de Agawa. Muy recomendado, muy bonitos paisajes.
Amigos de Fecho Te Cuenta, ya estamos en el Cañón de Agawa. Como ven, el tren ya paró, hace una parada de 1 hora para que las personas puedan ir a visitar unas cascadas que hay, puedan ir a visitar el cañón. Como ven, amigos, el esplendor de Canadá, un cañón donde existe un lago, brazo de un lago, al fondo el tren parqueado.
Lo mismo que entonces sí, a mí yo me moría de ganas porque los conociera, yo me moría de ganas porque conociera Cali también. ¿Está pitando?
Sí.
Amigos de Fercho te cuenta desde este tren de Agawa Cañón. Me despido de ustedes. Ya saben, si les gustó el video, por favor, dedito arriba. No se les olvide suscribirse a este canal para que se multiplique y crezca. Es su canal. También compartirlo con familiares, conocidos o amigos. Instalar la campanita para que sean los primeros en ver estos videos. Y ya saben, amigos, bienvenidos. Les recomiendo este paseo en tren al cañón de Agawa en la ciudad de Sault Ste, al noroeste de la provincia de Ontario, en Canadá. Vengan, amigos, se los recomiendo para que vean las bellezas de paisajes, de lagos, los diferentes colores de las hojas cuando cambian por las temperaturas. Es una hermosura. Entonces, hasta la próxima, amigos. Adiós. Y ya saben, los quiero mucho, sean felices. Fercho les dice, Dios los bendiga y hasta un próximo video de Fercho te cuenta. Adiós.